My boy Goku's still at it again, still moves, even though it's 2018 and he's been doing it since the 1990s. I mean, it's like, you know, it's more of a compliment nowadays. But anyways, jokes aside, this episode was beast. Like, it was good. It was a good episode. Like, all around to the final 30 seconds with the transformation with, you know, Vegeta and Goku going up against Jiren and all that, to the Goku showcasing a very smart side to his fighting style, which we haven't seen for a very long time, to just all these other little moments. It was just a truly good episode. The only thing that's necessarily bad about this episode, in my personal opinion, is that the art is not as good as the previous episodes, which is to be expected when it comes to, you know, a long-running show, so that doesn't bug me that much. But I mean, in terms of just the art style, it just didn't look as impressive as the last episode or the episode before that. But anyways, though, with all that to the side, this episode made me very happy, and the reason for that was to see a different side of Goku that we haven't seen for a while now. This fighting style that Goku used, when he was using mines, when he was, you know, wanting to kick Jiren off the actual fighting stage, I was like, whoa, Goku, you're using your brain. Like, you haven't done that in a while. I mean, he's always been gung-ho trying to fight and stuff, but seeing this man putting mines, all that key mines all over the place, and then he tries to kick Jiren off by using the Destructo Disc, cutting the place underneath him, and he's falling, and the instant transmissions hits him straight down. I'm like, that right there, that's really cool, and I have to say, that was the highlight of the episode. Even though the episode had a glorious transformation sequence with, you know, Vegeta and Goku, and that was an amazing scene, don't get me wrong, but the highlight of this episode was definitely Goku just using the Destructo Disc, cutting the platform underneath Jiren, kicking him straight down. That was just so surprising to see something like that. I just didn't expect Goku to do that, especially when he's been so gun-ho on trying to take down Jiren with just straight-up force and power, not just, you know, tactics like that. I was just extremely surprised. Even though he did say that wasn't probably enough to bring him down, it was still a crazy moment for Goku, and so I just want to say, Toei, I want more of that. I want more of Goku doing stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, I like seeing Goku going in, you know, punching, beating people up, that's cool and all, but seeing Goku actually having a plan when he's trying to initiate against someone, like when he's instant transmissioning all around, you know, Jiren, and he's putting little key bombs in the ground, he's dropping them here and there, and he's just instant transmissioning all around, constantly, and Jiren's like noticing he's backing away and stuff. That's cool. I like that. I want more of that. I want more of Goku doing this. Now, Goku's always been a very smart fighter. I'm not saying he ain't. I'm not saying Goku's dumb. However, we have actually had quite a lack of a smart Goku in a while. I mean, we don't really see that often. I think the last real moment we had a really intense and like crazy smart Goku, I could be wrong here, but it's the last one that really stood out to me, was probably the Zamasu fight, when Goku was getting mocked and all that, where apparently his family was killed with his own body, and he got very angry, and he looked at Zamasu and just backhanded him and all that, and he started fighting off, you know, Goku, you know, all that, Goku Black and Zamasu all at once, both of them. That was a really good moment. That showed a really savage side to Goku that we haven't seen for a while, and I think that's the last time we really saw Goku showcasing something like that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, could be forgetting stuff, but overall, though, that was just such a good scene, and like I said, a highlight of this episode. So, let's talk about the transformation, which I know everybody's going to be talking about, and so it's something that does need to be dived into and discussed. So, it's not just Goku that transforms to Kaioken times 20 Blue, Super Saiyan Blue. He doesn't just do that. Vegeta also showcases a new transformation, which all of us have seen coming. If you've seen the ending song, which you see a different version of, you know, Vegeta with bluer eyes and stuff and a different shade of hair color, like it's a darkerish blue, then it's obvious that we were going to be getting a transformation. Even if you didn't see the preview for the next episode last week, it was very obvious. And so Vegeta showcases this new transformation, and we don't really have a name yet. We don't really know what to call this new transformation for Vegeta. It's definitely a form that Goku has not achieved, but we don't really know what to call it. I mean, I say the go-to name at this moment. Many are probably going to be calling it Super Saiyan Blue 2. I think that would be the go-to name. It's a very simplistic name, and it would just make a lot of sense, but I think it's a different form than Super Saiyan 2, and let me kind of explain why. I don't know how many noticed it, but it actually was very obvious to me when I was watching the episode. When Vegeta transformed, and you saw the close-up on his body and all that, and then you saw his eyes and stuff, his entire form, his design and all that, with his armor and everything, it looked like Super Vegeta. Now, just, let's back up a few moments to explain what Super Vegeta is, if you don't remember, because I know it's been years since that happened, and maybe since you have watched it, but Super Vegeta was when he went up against, you know, Semi-Perfect Cell and Perfect Cell and all that. He went up and he punched him in the gut and stuff, and I talked about this last week. That was a really cool moment with Vegeta. It's a moment that really stands out to me. And Vegeta was Super Vegeta in that moment. He was like in a level beyond regular Super Saiyan, but he wasn't necessarily Super Saiyan 2. And I feel like that might be what this is right now. Maybe Vegeta, he isn't Super Saiyan Blue 2, but he might be in between. Somewhere in between where he's very strong, but he doesn't have full mastery over Blue. That could be what that is. Maybe it's like a 1.5 or something, like, you know, Super Saiyan Blue 1.5, similar to how, you know, Super Saiyan 1.5 was. Maybe not as bulky and slow, but you get my point. Maybe something like that. Who knows? But I do believe that there has to be another form for Vegeta, because for right now, looking at what they're trying to display here, apparently this new form that Vegeta has is at the level of Kaioken times 20 Goku, so that's cool and all. I'm glad that Vegeta has caught up to that point to where he can actually basically be at the level of Kaioken times 20 Goku, but even then though, Goku still has another form. He has Ultra Instinct, which is beyond Kaioken. We've already seen this twice already, so but if this form is at that level, Vegeta's still weaker than Goku. So, I'm going to assume, taking an educated guess if Vegeta is not getting shafted, I hope not, I'm going to assume that, like I said, this form Vegeta has right now is not a mastered Super Saiyan Blue. It's probably like somewhere in between. He's getting closer to it, and eventually when he does master it, it'll be an official like Super Saiyan Blue 2. That's what I think it would be called. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. But for now, though, let's just say I like the design. I like the new design with the Super Saiyan Blue that Vegeta is rocking. Really cool stuff. And I do like how it was commented on that Jiren's all messed up right now. He doesn't really know how to fight Goku and Vegeta at once because they don't work together at all. And I find that little tidbit very fascinating because it's something that has always been a reoccurring thing throughout the series since Dragon Ball Z. Vegeta and Goku, they don't work together. They usually don't work together at all. Even when they do fight the same opponent, they don't really do it properly. And the only time we've ever seen them really work together is when they become Vegeta. And when they become Vegeta, we have seen the curb stomp they deliver to anyone that's in their path. I mean, think of Super Buu, think of Zamasu, or Goku Black and all that. Just think about what they have done, and then it's very obvious that, you know, Vegeta is an unstoppable force. And when Vegeta and Goku work together, they usually are an overpowering team. And it was even stated a long time ago, like when the series like got into the Resurrection of Frieza arc. I think that's the arc it was mentioned. But if Goku and Vegeta were to work together, they would be able to take down Beerus. I think that's what was stated. Lines like that, somewhere along the lines, a line was like that was stated to where if Goku and Vegeta worked together, they would take down a God of Destruction. And if that really is the case, then that's probably what's being implied here. And you know what? Tip my hat. If I had a hat, I would tip my hat and say, good job, Toei. That's some really nice foreshadowing. I like that because that's stuff I appreciate because even though we know Goku and Vegeta at the end of the day are probably going to defeat Jiren, unless Toei wants to throw a curveball, which I'm all for that, but at the end of the day, we all know they're probably going to win. And if there's some foreshadowing to how they win, that makes me happy, especially if it takes Vegeta and Goku to bring this man down, which is far beyond their level. And that's what I'm excited for. Hopefully that is some foreshadowing and why that's going down. But anyways, getting back into what I was talking about. First, though, Jiren's all messed up because Goku and Vegeta's combination, how they're working together, it's so like messed up and jankety that he doesn't even really know how to react because they're not really working together. Not really like trying to go in and punch together and all that, but somehow it's working. And it's very different from the Android 17 and Gohan tidbit from the episode when they were trying to work together, but it just wasn't working at all and they had to do their own thing. Vegeta and Goku, they have their own style. They go in, they beat the crap out of someone, that's basically it, and they don't care. They'll push each other out of the way if they have to, and I feel like that's what the moment is really trying to emphasize and why, you know, Jiren, he's just so messed up and doesn't really know how to fight them at the moment. So, yeah, that's pretty much it when it comes to that. The next thing to talk about, let's talk about the Android 17 and Gohan stuff in Topo. So, I've heard a few things. I was kind of told about this on, Twitter, and I was a little bit weary of this episode. I was kind of concerned about Gohan, and most likely you probably know what I'm mentioning, but apparently there was like some form of leak or whatever to this episode, and apparently Gohan was going to basically throw away, winning against Toppo because of 17, and that honestly kind of agitated me when I heard about that. Like, when I found out and I heard that, Gohan was going to let victory slip because he didn't want to harm Android 17, I was like, Gohan, please. Like, please. I mean, you're one of my favorites. Please don't do this. Don't, throw it away because you just can't get over something like that. That would have made me very angry. And I was a little bit weary of this episode because of that. Thankfully, that was not necessarily the case. Gohan stopped attacking because Toppo grabbed Android 17 and was positioning himself to where he wouldn't really be knocked out at all, and so Gohan had to stop. So I am very, very thankful that, what I was told was not correct. So thank God. Thank God. Like, that would have made me very angry. I would have came into this video really angry. I'm not even joking. I would have been mad. I would have. So that's a weight off my shoulder. Let's talk about the Dispo and Frieza fight. So that Frieza fight. Frieza basically tells Dispo, like, you think that's enough to, harm me? You think he really did any damage? And, Frieza, I like you, but don't lie. That man put your face into a freaking wall, and you were screaming, and you were on the ground, okay? Frieza, don't lie. I know you have your pride just as much as Vegeta. You won't let pride control you like Vegeta, but you do have your pride. Frieza's lying. I'm telling you right now, Frieza is lying. That man got his ass handed to him, okay? He got destroyed. So, I'm telling you right now, there is just, like, no way Frieza didn't feel any of that. That man just holding up his pride because he doesn't want to say, like, oh, you actually hurt me and all of that. So, I thought that was a very funny moment, so to say, when it came to this episode. But, yeah, overall, this week's episode of Dragon Ball Super, I think it was exciting, had a lot of great moments. It did have its problems here and there, but overall, it was a glorious episode. I think many can agree. I'm really excited for next week's episode, however, because we're going to be having Frieza and Gohan going up against Dispo, so wonder what happened to Android 17 and Toppo. Kind of curious about that one. But I want to end it there, so let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, please subscribe. If you like this video, please leave a like. And if you want to get notified for whenever I upload a video, please click the bell icon next to the subscribe button down below. So you all stay safe, have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Stay warm as well, because it is getting very cold. And if for some reason it's hot where you live, hopefully you have some AC hooked up for you can stay cold as well. So I love you guys. Please be safe. Chibi out.